Game 3 between the Huskers and the Gunners here. Starting off on the defensive side, we've got Mando, the Captain Barson, Flake, Furry, and Dono. On the attacking side, we've got JMO, Doggy Princess, aka Weeb, Gaming here. I forgot his in-game name, but we've got Pepper Salt, Evan, and Frankie. Now this team has a lot of players that has kind of strange names. We've got Phyllis. There you go. Phyllis is the name. Because we're not calling him gaming. Everyone's gaming. But yeah, thank you guys all so much once again for tuning in today to our first week of CVL. So this game, I think out of the three, is going to be the most one-sided, at least on paper. But hopefully that's not the case. I want to see close games. Last game, yeah, I was so ready for an overtime, but yeah, with that clutch from Celeste, it ended it quickly. So now hopefully this time around we get the overtime that we deserve. But looks like we are about to jump into game. Ladies and gentlemen, game 3 and the final game between the Huskers and the Gunners. Let's get it. So as they are loading into the lobby, we're just waiting for a couple of people. Looks like some of these players are playing on a potato, but looks like we are underway, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm sorry, I always forget to turn the audio back on, but nevertheless, it looks like this is the Gunners map pick, and I'm not sure if this is their strength, right? The Gunners is a team that we haven't seen at all yet. Barson has a similar story to Panda, right? It was one player that joined our community, and then suddenly they brought their whole squad in. And if the Hunters is any indication of what this team's gonna look like, is that this is going to be a real scary team to go up against. And you know, the Huskers have a lot of work to do if they want to win this one. So let's see what they do here. Looks like the Huskers are going to start on attack, and they're making noise towards A just to try to bait some out, but looks like they're going to be going on A sites instead, or C site rather. Now on the backside, Flake sees a couple, is just going to be backing off, and looks like the rest of the Gunners are going to go for the retake here. Now great fast play from them, but yeah, Frankie is not planting yet, so finally he gets a plant now. Question is, does Evan want to push this? Oh, Evan, you're really challenging it here. Now, the one thing that they don't want to do if you're the Huskers is play scared, right? Because I don't think they're a cocky team, but I think sometimes they might lack that confidence. So Frankie, great play, and Weeb out of nowhere getting those 2 picks. What a clean kill. And Huskers are off to a great start there. A huge decisive play to push on sites, and Flake could not hold that at all. They have to retake, and the retake does not look good at all. So huge start from the Huskers there. What a play. And of course, we talk about this Gunners team. I think every team is scared of this Gunners team. But yeah, if the Huskers of all team, and you know, like, no disrespect to them, but at least from paper, they do look like the weakest team. So if they're able to get something going here and get these this game, imagine how crazy that would be, right? But of course, the Prodigies have taught us that in CVL anything can happen, and yeah, the Huskers are off to pull off some miracles today. Now Mando pushing through will not pay off. Furry thinking about doing the same. Looks like she's just gonna barely miss the timing here though. Now Dono is just not going to be ready for that at all. Huge play from Pepper Salt to be able to get that one. Now does he want to push through this? The Huskers just have to make it clean here. Furry is already on the flank. It looks like Doggy Princess going to shut down Captain Barson here, and Flake is also going to get taken down. So now it's all just down to Furry in a 1v5. Let's see what she can do here. Furry pushing up, will not spot anyone, and she's going to push through. Pepper Salt, Evan peeking at the right time. Now, this man's aggression kind of scares me a little bit, but so far what he's been able to do is just absolutely phenomenal. Now, I have to remind you guys again, I'm just looking at the predictions right now, and there's 126,000 going into the Gunners versus only 10. 10 to the Huskers. So man, this is going to be a whoever you know, bet with that 10 is going to become a really rich man if they can predict correctly. But I mean, who would ever predict the Huskers winning this one? Oh, now Evan getting tagged down low, but looks like Mando is the one first that's gonna fall, and JMO getting that pick. Now Dono will have to try to get the pick there. Get spotted, but yeah, what can you do? Oh, that blind. Luckily, Barson's there to save him. And now it looks like the rest of JMO's team, the Huskers, are going to be backing off. Now the rest of the team is also going to be backing off for the Gunners here. They're just going to go back to default. But yeah, I think as the weaker team, being on attack is definitely better because you can always at least initially ensure that you have the man advantage going into a site. Now Pepper Salt is going to be pushing through, gets pressured though, and Barson is just holding in strong. Now, despite the rest of the team looking clean, Barson did not show up against the Hunters last time during their scrim. So this time around, hopefully it is his game to show off, to show what he's made of. Right, but of course that was the bonus round for the Huskers, so they don't have anything to worry about. Now this is the round that they need to win here. Let's see if the Corn Huskers can pull off a miracle. If they can win this one, then I think they're at least bound to have a good half, regardless of what happens. So let's see if they can get it here, and they need to play with the confidence that they did from the first half, or from the first round rather. Now, one player that has impressed me so far is definitely Pepper Salt and Weeb as well. JMO's also really being able to shut down Mando. Now, of course, Mando rank-wise is one of the highest. He is one of the immortal players in the league. But yeah, unfortunately, he's not being able to do much. So now with that, the Huskers are able to get the plant once again. Furry getting that pick though, so huge pick on Pepper Salt, and unfortunately Evan gets picked off. So the lurk will be no more, but this is still looking really good for the Huskers, and Doggy Princess will be able to get one, and Frankie out of nowhere gets a couple more. This man right here able to get 3 out of nowhere. What a play from him, and more importantly, they're able to recover all those guns. So yes, now they're still the Gunners are still gonna be able to buy, but man, there is no way the Huskers get it that cleanly. Their attack has looked really good so far. Okay, we've got a fun game on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. And the Gunners, yes, they have the ranks, but do they have what it takes to, you know, take this? Right, the CVL is no joke. And we have to remember that JMO is still a CVL Season 2 champion here, despite not playing in the finals. Yeah, so he is still someone to be feared. Oh wait, no, correction, he did play in the finals. Even though he's not, you know, part of the starting 5 for the Prodigies back then, he is still a player of the Prodigies. He is the 6th man, and we have to remember the clutch that he made on Icebox against Panda's team, against the Hunters, or the 200 Prodigies at that time. JMO getting Barson as well. Now Mando being able to trade it out though, spraying through, but oh, looks like both teams are not going to be able to pick anything off. Mando pushing through is going to get that one, and they weren't ready for that at all. Now JMO really low. It looks like Furry and Dono is going to be closing it out there, so the Gunners do not want to be humiliated right now. So yeah, let's see. Okay, the Gunners bring it back, but the Huskers are still looking really good, right? And the Gunners, not only do they have to win, but they have to win convincingly. Now, unfortunately, they have to decide whether or not they want to full buy here, but some of their players are going to be really broke, which looks like that's what they're going to do. Whereas on the other side, JMO can go for the op if he wants to, and he's still thinking about it. And he can definitely buy for his team because he has his ult as well, right? And that's the benefit of having a chamber on your team, is that you're able to buy for your team, and essentially you can have a full buy even without great econ. Now JMO peeking through here will not find anything. It looks like the Gunners are a little bit more respectful, right? So before Furry and Mando would just peek out of nowhere, but it looks like this time around they're just playing it safe. They know what's at stake here. Now this is not even against their division rivals, right? So if they lose this one, that's going to be a huge upset for them. Mando able to get one at least, but Pepper Salt able to trade that one out. Now 2v4. Still looking good for the Gunners so far, and I think the Gunners are going back into form. JMO forced back here. Oh, JMO spots a couple, but will not be able to get that pick. So now question is, what do the Huskers want to do? They're thinking about re-hitting this. Now it's good for them to cut noise for a second, because now the Gunners don't know what's going on. But with that, they still have to push into someone, and there's no easy player when it comes to the Gunners here. Now Furry and Biju Dono is just going to be holding A sites. Oh, and they're going to be getting pushed real soon, but looks like the Gunners are thinking about saving this one. Yeah, looks like they're just going to go for the save. JMO's trying to recover a gun if he can. Spots one at least. Gets 2 kills there. Okay, making expensive. Will not be able to get Flake, so Flake is on the board finally, but yeah, great round from the Gunners overall. The Gunners slowly starting to build up their economy as well as the rounds. This map is usually a defense-sided map. I don't really like calling whether a map is defense-sided or attack-sided, because quite frankly, both teams are really just good on all sides, right? It really, I think more than the map itself, the team as well as the types of playstyles that they have really determines whether or not they're a defense-sided team or an attack-sided team. But yeah, the Huskers so far being able to keep up, really impressed with them. Now Evan with his ults, they're peeking through. It looks like Flake is forced back, and great adjustments here. Oh, and Pepper Salt able to get one, but Barson though. Okay, Barson able to get 2 before falling, so it's still a 3v3. Still looking good for the Cornhusker so far. It looks like the Huskers don't want to take any risks, so they're just going to be backing off here. And the Gunners, of course, they don't know this, but it looks like they were so ready for the retake. So one thing the Gunners really like to do, even against the Hunters last season, or during the scrim, is that they are more than happy to give up sites if the opponent goes fast, and they're just happy with the retake here. Now Furry has a great positioning. Oh, but Frankie, what a shot on Furry. Furry fell asleep there. She was not ready for that at all. So now Biju Dono and Mando has to retake this in a 2v3. Yes, they still have the buy here. They still have the gunpowder, but they're at a man disadvantage here, and they decide to drop their ult. But so with the ult, what can they really do? Now Mando looking around, I think they have a good idea of where the players are going to be. Now he does get tagged. Oh, and Phyllis getting that one. And Frankie with the Marshall. What a round from the Huskers. The Huskers are really making a game out of this, ladies and gentlemen. They are definitely not looking at it like the worst team by any means right now. Now, I thought the placeholders almost gone on upsets, but this has to be the biggest upset that we'll see pretty much the entire season. I cannot think of a bigger upset than these two, right? Gunners, probably the only bigger upset that I can think of is if the Huskers beat the Hunters, right? But the Gunners are definitely in contention for the best team, and Huskers, unfortunately, with the 2 scrims that they've played, haven't really showed much. But man, they're alive this game. Man, they're really showing what they're made of. And I mean, before this game even started, they didn't even believe in themselves, right? They're voting against themselves. They're betting against themselves, but Unfortunately, they might have just underestimated what their team is able to do. And this is really smart from them, right? And unfortunately, on the Gunners end, you'd like to see more adjustments on their end. The Huskers clearly know that Flake is the weakest link of this Gunners team, but yeah, they still keep Flake there. And yeah, unfortunately, as you can see there, Flake has not been able to land any shots whatsoever. Now, Pepper Salt had a good positioning there, but unfortunately, he could not get anything. So now 4v4. Both teams have half buys here, but yeah, once again, it's still looking really good. Now, JMO with an uncharacteristic miss there. That's unfortunate. So now the Huskers will unfortunately have to back off. Now, Barson spots 2, and Furry's just going to close it out. So the Huskers, again, making it clean, but I mean, the Gunners should not be at 4-4 right now. They should be comfortable at 6 at this point. But instead, the Gunners are really making it, or the Huskers are really making the Gunners sweat right now. But yeah, I think I don't want to get too carried away. The Gunners, of course, is still even. So I think they are still the favorites to win this. I'm not changing my mind. But yeah, with that being said, the Huskers, let's see what they've got here. Let's hope that's not just you know, a fluke at the starts. Let's hope they can really show us what they're made of. And so far I've been impressed with them, but let's hope they can keep it up and translate that into the defensive half as well. I like what Pepper Salt's been able to do so far. Question is he going to peek up there? Oh, what is that? Sense. Looks like he does not want to go for it. So looks like Mando is gonna barely just miss the timing there. He's not gonna give himself away. Now Flake once again will have to hold C on his own. And yeah, unfortunately he hasn't really been able to do it. But the Huskers does not want to challenge. I think one thing that the Gunners have picked up is that the Huskers love C, and they don't usually rotate off of C. So when they hear players pushing, they usually just rotate quickly. But it looks like we're going to have a re-hit here. And Mando just holding on his boosted spot right here. I don't even know how he got up here. But yeah, great play on his end. Now if he peeks here, oh, he's going to get a rude awakening. Now they know exactly what's going on. Oh, Mando gets spotted, but does not expect the second player. Dono is going to get pressured, and looks like Dono is going to fall. What a huge play from a Weeb right there to be able to get that pick. That is huge. And now with the plants, and JMO able to get that one as well. And Furry could not flick in time. Phyllis and JMO able to get that one. How on earth are the Huskers doing this? Ladies and gentlemen, I am off my chairs right now. A lot of players are about to lose their beans at this point. Oh man, what is going on? The Huskers, how are they able to just do this? Mando only with 4 kills. They've been able to shut down this Immortal player real well, right? Doggy Princess Weeb is only a plat player. JMO is a gold player, right? Phyllis, yes, he's pretty good on his own, but just like the Guardians, they don't have one superstar, but they've been able to figure this team out well. Now Furry is not having any of it. She did fall in the end, but it's still a 1v1. 1-4-1. And the Huskers are still looking real good. Flake, once again, has just not been performing whatsoever. So now, once again, the rest of the team will just have to retake here. And I think Mando spots one. Mando is going to get Doggy Princess at least. But this is still a 3v3. They still have a lot of work to do. And JMO is also in a good position here. Now, JMO will get spotted. Is going to just step out though. So now question is, are they going to stick it? I think they know, the Gunners know what's going on, but yeah, Frankie is also pretty clean on his own. Oh, okay, Mando finally showing what he's all about, and Mando is going to be able to close it out on Frankie. So yeah, the Huskers, yeah, unfortunate, right? They've won the super difficult rounds, but unfortunately they've been giving up these rounds where, you know, they should have won. right? And unfortunately, they did not spot Mando. So Mando, great play on his end to finally go on the lurk and catch Huskers off guard. But I think from here on out, the Huskers are definitely going to be paying attention more on their backs. But yeah, great play still. If the Huskers can get one more, I think that's all the confidence that they need going to the next half. But unfortunately, this time around, they're gonna have to go on the safe here. So I think the Gunners are going to be able to secure the 6th round and at least guarantee an even half. Okay, but let's see here. Looks like this time around they want to go in mid. Now, unfortunately, this time around we're not going to have Aaron joining us in CVL Season 3. He decided to take a break. So this might be your new Marshal in town. Of course, Aaron was known for his clutch Marshal plays. The number of times he's been able to get 4 kills, 5 kills with that gun is absolutely crazy. But Frankie just now being able to get that kill on Furry and now looking for more. He might be the new Marshal in town. Barson feeling antsy, scouting around, will not find anything though. So great patient play from the Huskers here, really changing the pace up. I really hope this is not a lack of confidence on their end. Man, they're just waiting for the Gunners to slip up, but the Gunners are not giving them anything whatsoever. So it looks like this is going to be a C push. Oh! Pepper Salt Flake has just not been able to do anything whatsoever. This poor man has just been absolutely bullied by the Huskers right here. And now with that, Pepper Salt is also able to recover a gun here. Now the blind, it looks like Pepper Salt is able to get one more before he falls. Now Barson though, catching Weeb off guard. 3v3 again. The Huskers, how on earth have they been able to get the easy, the hard rounds? Now that's yet another one. Mando on his own. Let's see what he can do here. Oh, this ult is going to be huge. He's going to get blinded as well. Barely make it out. Oh, and what a round! The Huskers, what on earth are they doing? I don't know how many shots of G Fuel and Red Bull they have drank, but yeah, I don't know. Right? If the Guardians are watching this, man, they have lots of work to do because so far every single team has stepped up, and you know, I thought the Huskers would be near the bottom as well, but no. No, this is not what a bottom feeder looks like, right? They are not the team that's going to just pick off a game or two on a bad day. JMO making a statement there, and now Barson has to back off once again. The Huskers right now are just garnering some respect to the Corn Husker name. And Pepper Salt, I was about to give him praise there. After that one, I might have to reconsider. But the rest of the team, though, is really showing what they're made of. And Mando now, he can't even push through this because the rest of the Huskers are so ready. And with this, now he just has to go aggressive here. But okay, he's not going to be able to get anything. Oh, man. The Gunners are falling apart here. What are they going to do? Furry able to get that one on JMO at least, but Frankie out of nowhere. Furry able to shut him down finally, but Weeb able to secure the Huskers 7-5, the lead in the half, ladies and gentlemen. This is not even their map pick. Right, this is the map pick of the Gunners, and you know, it made total sense. The Huskers look completely flat on their scrim against the Hunters on this map, so I understand why the Gunners picked this map. But the Huskers, you know, their attack is definitely looking clean, and compared to Guardians started on the attack side, the Hunters rather started on the attack side, and both teams didn't look that great on the attack. Yes, this is 7-5, but the amount of confidence that the Huskers has had is just phenomenal. It's something that you cannot underestimate whatsoever. So now the Gunners, I think something's playing in their head, because they're definitely not playing as aggressively as they did against, let's say, the Hunters even. And now the placeholder, or not placeholder, Furry able to get one there, at least on Weeb, which is the big key player right there. But yeah, I think the Huskers are definitely playing into the Gunners' heads, and the Gunners have to be really careful here. Yes, they have the man advantage, but they still have a lot of work to do. Now, Pepper Salt is going to get pressured there. Great attack execute on their end. Now, Phyllis, can he get this one on Mando? Oh, he's going to be pushing through, but this is going to be nasty. And yeah, Mando is going to be so ready for that one. Gets the 2 kill there. Looks like they want to make this clean. And Mando getting 3 with the frenzy there. Going absolutely nuts. The Gunners definitely don't want to give this one away. The Gunners are really trying their best. But yeah, unfortunately, Flake has not really done much for this team, quite frankly. But now, you know, at least with the attacking side, he just has to go with his team, provide the utility. After that, if he dies, I know the rest of the team knows what to do with that. So yeah, but this is something that they definitely need to improve on, right? Because now with the other teams, especially the team captains who are watching, this is something that they can definitely take note of, right? Is that Flake has unfortunately been the weak link here for the Gunners team, and this is one vulnerable spot. And I think if I have to give the advantage to one team over the other, I think Hunters definitely have the advantage here. I think they are the best teams because yes, both teams have great players, but I think Celeste and Sabites are able to hold their own a little bit better than Flake. Of course, this is only game 1, so things could change. Weeb spots Mando, and Mando gets pressed. Looks like JMO is going to be able to pick that one off, but that's not even a gun. And the amount of damage that Mando was able to do was quite impressive. Okay, so now with the retake, the Huskers just have to make it expensive here. They still have rounds to play with. So even with all this said and done, it will still be an even half. Okay, JMO able to get one more. So 2 players down rather. 3 survive for the Gunners. But on the other side, the Huskers are looking really good. Now they can full buy here. They're playing very disciplined. JMO. Oh, it looks like Pepper Salt disconnected. So I think they might call a timeout real shortly. Yeah, so it looks like they are going to call timeouts as they wait for Pepper Salt to reconnect here. So hopefully he comes back soon. But yeah, more importantly, hopefully he gets back, you know, and get active once again. In the beginning, you know, he was playing super aggressive and it worked really well for him. But unfortunately, since then, he hasn't really shown much, right? It was JMO, it was Weeb, and a little bit of Frankie magic here and there. But yeah, Phyllis and Pepper Salt, we need to see a little bit more from them, rather. Sorry about that. Just grabbing a little drink. With so many insane plays going on, my throat has just gone crazy here. But yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying it just as much as I am. This is CVL, guys. Of course, we just started the season, but those of you guys who are missing out, don't worry. There's always going to be more seasons up ahead, and we are going to keep on expanding here. CVL last season only had 4 teams. This time around, we have 6, and who knows how many teams we're going to have next season. But we are back into the game, and it looks like Pepper Salt has come back. So now Mando trying to make some noise here at B, baiting out the utilities, but looks like it's going to be a B or a C push instead. Now JMO is going to get pressured here. Looks like he decided not to buy instead. But Pepper Salt able to get that one on Dono. Oh, Furry gets spotted. Won't be able to punish one though. Instead, Pepper Salt definitely heard my call and gets 2 clean kills. Flake, unfortunately, is the victim once again. Now Weeb holding in strong. I think he has a feeling that this might be an A push, so he's just holding a passive angle here. I think the Gunners will have to make up their mind real soon. Okay. Oh, Phyllis disrespecting Furry there, and Furry able to get that pick. What else can she get? Oh, she spots one more, and it looks like Frankie's going to shut her down. Now Barson pushing through. Question is he going to expect a Weeb in this corner? It looks like the answer is no, so now it's all just down to Mando with 20 seconds to go. Let's see what he can do. I think he has no choice but to go B here. But I think Evan might be good for one more, so let's take a look. Yeah, he has to push. And I think with this noise that he made, I think... Okay, and Evan's able to close that one out. So yeah, just when I said he was being quiet, he got 3 kills to his name. Great play on his end. Very, very well done for him. And the Huskers once again regained the lead. Now, this might be crazy to say, but the Gunners have not been in the lead once this half, or this game rather. Yes, they've been able to tie it, but 16 rounds in, and they still haven't been able to get the lead against the Huskers. I think this, again, I've said this so many times, right? But lots of people underestimate the level that we have here in CVL, right? It's one thing to play a ranked game, but it's a whole nother level to play in this type of a league, because these players play with each other. They build that synergy, right? And they have their game plans going. So you cannot just treat this like any other ranked game and expect to win, right? And I think the Gunners are learning that the hard way for sure. And if the Huskers can pull this off, there's no saying what the other teams can do, right? I mean, just one match ago, the placeholders almost beat potentially the best team in the league with 2 subs. Okay, now unfortunately Phyllis falls there. Huge pick from Furry. Pepper Salt unfortunately missed that one, so he will have to back off. But now the rest of the team needs to rotate here. Now Furry is in a good position. I think he might be able to get the rotate off here, or he might get picked off in the rotation. It looks like we are going to have a B push here. Mando, does he want to peek this? And the answer is no. He's just going to be backing off. This grenade, unfortunately, is not going to get anyone. So now they have to retake this. The Gunners' question is, do they want to go for this though? I think they have an idea of where the players might be. Barson's able to get one. Oh, but Pepper Salt! Instead, he's the one that gets the 2 kills. So he got 3 once again, but Furry is just too clean. Able to get that one. Okay, now this is the big one. This is the money round right here. Can the Gunners finally get the lead, or will the Huskers maintain their lead, right? The Huskers have not given anything up whatsoever. So the Gunners have to win this one. The Gunners have given up way too many thrifty rounds that they're supposed to win. So hopefully that's not going to be the case this time around again. Let's see what they're going to do. Of course, on the attack, they should have the advantage here. Oh, JMO really feeling it. He's peeking through. Is going to be missing. What is that shot? No way! Gun here. JMO! He definitely deserves the title of Clutch King. Now, you guys just have to remember, Icebox, round 23. Those of you guys from CVL Season 2 will know exactly what I'm talking about, as Frankie gets another kill on Furry with that freaking Marshall. I'm at loss for words. The Gunners, I can't excuse them anymore, right? Yes, they're the new team, but they still have star players. For them to lose to a team like this, oh man. You guys know that I am not someone who sugarcoat things. Frankie gets another kill on Biju Dono. Dono just can't pull off anything, and now it's all down to Flake. Flake, if there's any time to pull off a miracle, now is definitely the time. But JMO. JMO, man. Flake will be able to get that one at least, but yeah. Frankie. Pepper Salt. JMO. Man, this JMO is definitely leading the charge by example here. Oh my mind is blown, and I am so glad this is how we end off the day today, because while the first two games were definitely fun to watch, they were nothing like this game right here. This game is on another level, and once again the Huskers are not giving up their lead whatsoever. Oh man, the Huskers are really making the Gunners pay. Really showing them a good introduction to the CVL, because CVL is no joke and neither is the Huskers. Mando pushing through here. Looks like Weeb is just going to be backing off, but Furry getting the first kill. Pepper Salts will be punished for his aggressive peek. Now it looks like the Huskers are thinking about the retake here. But Phyllis ready to smoke it. Now it looks like this is going to be a free site for the Gunners, and I think the Gunners is going to be able to get this one. Well, let's see, can the I mean, honestly, the Huskers have pulled off so many miracles, I cannot call them miracles anymore. They've been just absolutely phenomenal. Now let's see what they can do. Okay, Frankie, JMO, and Phyllis. They've done harder things before. I think they can definitely do this one. Let's see it here. Now Dono is just going to drop the ult, not letting them push at all. So I think the Gunners will most probably get this one. Let's see it here. It looks like the Huskers still want to challenge anyways, but Flake starting to rack up some kills. So now Frankie has no choice but to just back off here. And yeah, Frankie has not much else to do, so he's just going to be backing off. The rest of the Gunners is also going to be able to get out of with their guns alive. So despite giving up that one round where once again the Gunners should have won if JMO wasn't too cracked, the Gunners have been able to keep close at least, right? They're winning all the gunfights. So on paper, the Gunners should have closed the game right now, and we should all have been having dinners and playing our games and, you know, going on our merry ways. But instead, we have a 9-9, ladies and gentlemen. And this is, as crazy as it is to say, we might see an overtime here between these two teams with how close they've been. Let's see. Of course, the Huskers wants to just close it out right here, right now. And I think if the Huskers can win this, suddenly they become the favorites to win the draft division. Let's see. Now Pepper Salt is just sitting comfortably in the smoke. They're blinding this, and it looks like they're not going to find anyone. So the Gunners, yeah, they're playing slow, and I completely understand. But this is a bye round, so they should win this one. Now Weeb holding in strong right here. He's just holding, but he's pincered. He's going to scout. Will spot one, but Furry gets JMO. JMO falls. Oh, Weeb is just on point though. 4v4. I think he hears that it's going to be an A push. Yes, Furry is in a good position to punish, but I think they need her in order to be able to get the sights, because Weeb is just too clean right now. Okay, so Weeb knows it's going to be an A push, and yeah, he's just too clean. Flake able to trade that one out though, so 3v3. Let's see. Oh, Furry, great position. Punish the lazy rotate there. So yeah, once again, it looks like the Gunners will finally be able to secure themselves their first lead in this game in their map pick, which is crazy to say. Now Biju Dono will be able to close that one out. I'm sorry guys, I've lost my voice after that one round from JMO. JMO is just a highlight reel right here. But yeah, the Gunners can't take any credit away from them. Yes, I've criticized them a lot, but I have to give them credit for being able to, again, as surprising to say, keeping you know, on track, keeping up with the Huskers and being able to finally claw out a lead. But they cannot sit comfortable yet though, because the Huskers are on a save round, which means that they are going to win this one. And oh, JMO unfortunately will not be able to get that one. Furry has been really clean for our team, especially against JMO. And yeah, Mando surprisingly still gets picked, but will fall. Sorry, but Pepper Salt will get traded out. So now the Huskers will have to retake, but their retakes have looked pretty good. And their save round in general has looked pretty good. Question is, what do they want to do here? Do they want to save this? Or do they have the cojones to go for this? It looks like the answer is yes, they want to go for this. Unfortunately, the flash is going to miss. Now, Dono is going to get picked off, but now it's all just down to Phyllis. Phyllis, does he want to go for this? Phyllis will be able to get one more at least on Furry. Now 1v2, does he want to go for this? And the answer is yes, he gets that one more. No way, surely not. Yeah, he does not have time, and Flake is just going to kill him. So yes, expensive round, but unfortunately, you know, for the rest of the Huskers, this game that they almost won is slipping away from their hands. This is quite unfortunate. They have to win this one. If they win this one, there is still a possibility for them, right? Because Barson's economy is not looking that good. Yes, they are still going to get a full buy next round, but yeah, they just need to focus one round at a time. I think if they're able to win this one and the next one, the Huskers are good to secure at least a 12th. But yeah, again, they cannot get too carried away. And now Pepper Salt in this corner. Let's just hope he's not AFK here. I don't know why he's standing still. This is scaring me. Okay, he is back. He's going to be peeking through. Oh. Does he want to tempt fate here? Barson is so ready for this though. Barson is already looking at that corner. And yeah, Pepper Salt showed himself, but I think they know where he is as well. The Gunners don't have a lot of map control, surprisingly, for this round. But at the same time, the Huskers are also scared to push forward, right? I think both of these teams are just so scared of making mistakes right now. Now Furry once again in a great position, and her lurks have just really been paying off dividends for this Gunners team, and they haven't been ready for that at all. Now Frankie in a prime position to punish this. But question is, does he want to go for it? Now he's gonna blind here. Oh, are they gonna check him? And the answer is no. Okay, finally they get him. But yeah, Doggy Princess. Oh, we able to get a couple of clean kills there. Now, oh, looks like Flake and Barson is going to close that one out. So unfortunately, the Huskers looking clean, but now they have to pull off the miracle that they've done so many times. They have to win on an eco round right here. Yeah, what a heartbreaker, right? Like the placeholders with 2 subs almost won it, almost got upsets, but the Hunters just showed why they're the dominant team. And now same thing. Yes, of course, we expected the Gunners to win this one, but the Huskers have to be, you know, they can't be too sad with their performance today. I think I'm more than impressed, and I think everyone is definitely more than impressed with JMO and the rest of the team. But yeah, now Weeb is in a really good position here though, and he's going to get one. They have no idea where he is. No way. Okay, Mando able to shut him down at least, but it's still a 3v4. This is still looking good, and Pepper Salt again, no fear, just pushes through. Barson trades him out, but Barson's slow. No way. No way, Furry. Furry, what can she do? Let's see if she can pull off anything here, but Spike is down. And she has to push up the smokes, but I think the rest of the Huskers are ready. Surely not. The Huskers pulling off what everyone thought is impossible right now. Defying all odds. I mean, there is no more one-sided poll than the one that we just had, or prediction rather. Phyllis able to close that one out. So yeah, it is 10, ladies and gentlemen, to 126,000 coffee beans. Right? If the Huskers can pull this off, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not one to believe in miracles, but if there's any time to believe in a miracle, it would be this team right here. And I think, of course, I try to be an unbiased caster, but I think if the Huskers can somehow, some way claw this one back, the Huskers are going to be the team that I'm going to be cheering for here. Well, let's see, Pepper Salt's making some noise, and I think they have an idea of where he is. Oh, great play, almost getting that pick, but unfortunately he is going to fall. So now the rest of the team is going to have to retake here, and Frankie is going to hold on sights. Now he is going to survive the blind, but not going to survive with his health, and it looks like the Gunners are just thinking about closing it out right here, right now. JMO will have to go for the push. What on earth is that flick? Flake unfortunately just got flaked on right now. Now Biju, or Barson rather, and Major holding on sights. I think Mando spots one. Oh, Mando able to get that one. And now unfortunately Phyllis could not do anything there. So it looks like Mando is going to close it out. And despite a close game from the Corn Huskers, they weren't able to clutch that one.